New vocabulary. Time, moment, and timeline. 01. Past, present, future.
Past. In the old days. In the old days. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Age old. Age old. For his day. For his day. 2 years ago today. 2 years ago today. Can lead to lasting memories. Can lead to lasting memories. Huge celebration. Huge celebration. On this 80th anniversary. On this 80th anniversary. The greatest leader in history. The greatest leader in history. Never was in serious trouble. Never was in serious trouble. A has-been thing. A has-been thing. Soon we're at war with. Soon we're at war with. Didn't let. Didn't let. Hadn't been invented yet. Hadn't been invented yet. Present. Contemporary. Contemporary. These day. These day. Recently. Recently. He died recently. He died recently. By far. By far. So far. So far. Just a while ago. Just a while ago. I just now. I just now. My wife is preparing dinner right now. My wife is preparing dinner right now. Let's finish it right away. Let's finish it right away. Future. A moment. A moment. Upcoming. Upcoming. Next to. Next to. Early. Early. Later on. Later on. To cause long-term harm. To cause long-term harm. In coming days. In coming days. 4 years to come. 4 years to come. Foresaw. Foresaw. Tomorrow is my day off. Tomorrow is my day off.
02. Period of time.
Lasted all day long. Lasted all day long. Lasted for days at a time. Lasted for days at a time. It lasted 2 full week. It lasted 2 full week. Fewer than 4 year. Fewer than 4 year. I must return home within a week. I must return home within a week. How long will you stay here? How long will you stay here? How long is he going to stay in Japan? How long is he going to stay in Japan? Time is the most precious thing. Time is the most precious thing. Time flies like an arrow. Time flies like an arrow. Time is just relative. Time is just relative. An extremely time-consuming process. An extremely time-consuming process. Waste of time. Waste of time. Can help initiate and sustain interaction. Can help initiate and sustain interaction.
03. Life age.
Infant. Infant. Childish. Childish. Childhood. Childhood. Youth. Youth. Teenagers. Teenagers. Juvenile. Juvenile. Adolescent. Adolescent. Mid-40s. Mid-40s. Elderly people. Elderly people. Old person. Old person. Oldster. Oldster. Young. Adult. Old. Young. Adult. Old. Lived it all for real. Lived it all for real. Truly lived. truly lived. What a novel my life has been. What a novel my life has been. Could be passed down from generation to generation. Could be passed down from generation to generation.
04. Beginning, ending.
Time sequencers. First, first. Next, next. Then, after that, after that. Finally, finally. Start the game, start the game. First big moment, first big moment. From the outset, from the outset. The early hours, the early hours. I ask him to start at 1. I ask him to start at 1. Started to turn against, started to turn against. Prevent that from happening, prevent that from happening. Put an end to it, put an end to it. Eventually, eventually. Didn't go away overnight, didn't go away overnight. Be sent away from their home for good, be sent away from their home for good. Ended the class system for good, ended the class system for good. Game over, game over.
05. Schedule, exact time, early, late.
According to the timetable. According to the timetable. Any day will do except Monday. Any day will do except Monday. After an 18-hour day. After an 18-hour day. What time will dinner be served? What time will dinner be served? What time do we leave tomorrow? What time do we leave tomorrow? At rest. At rest. Let's take a break. Let's take a break. I will be back at 6:30. I will be back at 6:30. I have an appointment with him at 6. I have an appointment with him at 6. The policeman was off duty. The policeman was off duty. Is there a curfew? Is there a curfew? Even when. Even when. Fit right in. Fit right in. By the time. By the time. Meet up in time. Meet up in time. Catch up. Catch up. I arrived just in time for the plan. I arrived just in time for the plan. I wonder if the plane will arrive on time. I wonder if the plane will arrive on time. I awoke from a dream. I awoke from a dream. It took 5 minutes to get to the station. It took 5 minutes to get to the station. Only 2 minutes still remain in the game. Only 2 minutes still remain in the game. I go home early every day. I go home early every day. We are the first to arrive. We are the first to arrive. The airplane soon went out of sight. The airplane soon went out of sight. She kept him waiting for a long time. She kept him waiting for a long time. Wait for a moment outside the room. Wait for a moment outside the room. I think we had better wait another 30 minutes. I think we had better wait another 30 minutes. We will keep it for you until you leave. We will keep it for you until you leave.
06. Continuity, frequency.
Always, always. Frequent, frequent. Regularly, regularly. Usually, usually. Sometimes, sometimes. Rarely, rarely. Would go on to become, would go on to become. Daily rations, daily rations. A continuous flow of orders from customers. A continuous flow of orders from customers. Seems to constantly be at war. Seems to constantly be at war. There was no use keeping up the fight. There was no use keeping up the fight. Grew to respect. Grew to respect. He still writes to me from time to time. He still writes to me from time to time. Twice a year. Twice a year. He comes round once a week. He comes round once a week. The telephone rang several times. The telephone rang several times. I've met him on several occasions. I've met him on several occasions. They visit us from time to time. They visit us from time to time. It's your turn to sing. It's your turn to sing. Once more, please. Once more, please. He wakes up early. He wakes up early. He usually gets up at 6. He usually gets up at 6. It's unusual for him to get up early. It's unusual for him to get up early. He got up earlier than usual. He got up earlier than usual. I shouldn't have gotten up so early. I shouldn't have gotten up so early. I usually take a bath before going to bed. I usually take a bath before going to bed. She got up at 7 in the morning. She got up at 7 in the morning. I stayed up late last night. I stayed up late last night. I need to get some sleep. I need to get some sleep.
07. Level of achieved.
Definitely, 100%. Definitely, 100%. Almost certainly, 90%. Almost certainly, 90%. Likely, 80%. Likely, 80%. Probably, 70%. Probably, 70%. Perhaps, 60%. Perhaps, 60%. Maybe, 50%. Maybe, 50%. Unlikely, 40%. Unlikely, 40%. Improbably, 30%. Improbably, 30%. Doubtfully, 20%. Doubtfully, 20%. Almost never, 10%. Almost never, 10%. Definitely not, 0%. Definitely not, 0%.
Appendix 1. Measurements of time.
7 days,
1 week,
14 days,
fortnight,
30 days,
1 month,
365 days,
1 year,
366 days,
a leap year,
10 years,
1 decade,
25 years,
silver jubilee,
50 years,
golden jubilee,
60 years,
diamond jubilee,
70 years,
platinum jubilee,
100 years,
1 century,
1,000 years,
1 millennium,
eternity,
infinite number of years.
Appendix 2. Prepositions of time.
In
Non-specific times. During a day, a month, a year, a season, or a long period. In August, in 1947, in spring, in the next century, in the past, in the future, in the 1980s, in the 2009, in the night, in the January,
on
days and dates, on August 10th, on Christmas Day, on my birthday, on New Year's, on 4th of July, on January 1st, 2024, on Sunday, on Tuesday,
at
a specific time, at 2:30 p.m., at noon, at dinner time, at sunrise, at night, at 4 o'clock.
Appendix 3. Paragraph on value of time in 100 words.
time is more precious than money is. Once the money is used, it can be earned again, but the time which has passed will never return. We all must have heard the famous proverb, "Time and tide wait for none." Time never waits for anyone or anything. In fact, we have to wait for the perfect time. There is a perfect time for everything. Therefore, think about how precious it is and utilize it ideally before time fails. People say money can buy everything, but money can never buy time for you. So, understand the value of time and use it wisely.
Appendix 4. Paragraph on value of time in 250 words.
Time is the most vital thing in someone's life. It is like a running river that flows and never looks back. Time is unidirectional. It moves in the forward direction and never in the backward direction. There is a perfect time for everything. Nothing can happen before the perfect time has come. You might make various plans, but they will only happen when the perfect time comes. It is essential to understand the value of time, which is extremely hard. You will have to go through great losses if you do not value time and understand the value of time. Loss of time is the worst thing that can ever happen. People think that money is a precious thing, but time is even more precious and priceless. You might be rich, but you can never buy time. Every minute is a huge warehouse of new opportunities in life. Therefore, we should never waste such valuable time and make the most use of it. One can kneel in front of time, but one can never vanquish it. We are unable to measure its potential because success can occur in a single moment or over the course of a lifetime. One can be the wealthiest person on the planet at one moment, and then be the poorest person on the planet the next moment. 1 second is all it takes to make the difference between life and death. Every instance provides us with a plethora of chances. All we have to do is wisely make use of the time available to us.
Appendix 5. What is the purpose and meaning of time?
Time is a concept that is central to our understanding of the universe and the world around us. In many ways, it provides the framework within which we are able to make sense of the world and to order our lives. The purpose of time is to provide a way of measuring and ordering events and processes. Time enables us to track changes, to compare durations, and to predict future occurrences. It allows us to coordinate our activities with others, to plan for the future, and to reflect on the past. The meaning of time is a complex and multifaceted concept, and different disciplines and cultures may have different interpretations of its meaning. From a philosophical perspective, time has been viewed as a fundamental aspect of existence, with some suggesting that it is a necessary condition for causality, change, and action. Others have argued that time is an illusion or that it has no objective reality. In physics, time is a dimension that is intimately connected to space, and the study of its properties has been central to our understanding of the nature of the universe. Overall, time is a fundamental concept that plays a crucial role in our understanding of the world, and its purpose and meaning continue to be the subject of ongoing philosophical and scientific inquiry.